Some people willingly destroy another person's universe just to build their own temporary paradise. They think that as years pass, time will wash away their guilt. But in the spiritual realm, nothing is ever washed away. The agonizing tears of betrayed mother do not dry up. They crystallize into a dark generational curse that will follow you into the grave. One day, a woman walked into our sanctuary. She looked remarkably younger than her actual age. You could easily tell she had been beaten her youth, but her eyes were completely hollow like dry wells. Despite having children and grandchildren of her own, she had absolutely nothing to her name. No home, no stability, no peace. She had been married 3 times, and all 3 marriages had ended in ruin. Now she was clinging to a man much younger than her, living like a ghost inside his mother's house. My brother beat his drum, surrendering his physical shelter and gestural spirit. His own soul retreated into the dark corners of his mind, watching the ritual unfold like a helpless spectator. As the god opened its eyes and locked its gaze upon the woman, the candle flame suddenly shifted into an eerie, cold blue. The spirits of the dark kiwi mist clinging to her soul and spoke in the ancient rhythmic tongue of steep. Black tears have fallen into the ocean of white milk. A mother's deep agony has spun a curse of silk. The sacred nourishment drawn from a mother's breast has been spilled into the night of its rest. The paradise built upon another's shattered home has returned as phantom to condemn you to Rome. I looked at her trembling from and translated the ancient words into chilling words. You carry a curse born of mother's milk, mixed with her darkest tears. The woman froze instantly. She didn't ask for explanations. She knew exactly what Nighthawk sin she had committed 25 years ago. Lowering her head, tears finally broke through her full eyes. She began to recount her dark past in Soviet Russia. When she was 25, she left her first husband and her own newborn child behind in Mongolia, pursuing her studies in Russia. There, blinded by her own youth and vanity, she met a handsome Russian man. They quickly moved in together. But there was a catch in the Russian man already had a wife, and his wife was heavily pregnant. Blinded by passion, she didn't care. The Russian man promised to divorce his wife, and she even brought a cold letter back to Mongolia demanding divorce from his first husband. Eventually, the Russian wife gave birth to a child. One evening, Russian man back to his old apartment to check on his newborn, stricken by jealousy. The Mongolian woman followed him secret and peered through the frozen glass of their window. Inside, she witnessed a scene that would forever stay in her soul. The newborn baby was crying, refusing to take the breast. The younger Russian mother sat there weeping uncontrollably, manually pumping her sacred breast milk into a small glass cup. As her burning tears fell directly into the cup, mixing with the pure white milk, she looked up at her husband with complete despair and whispered, "Do you really believe that you can abandon your own blood, abandon my milk, and find true happiness with that foreign woman?" The moment that defiled cup of milk and tears was spilled onto the floor, the curse was found. Soon after, the Russian husband spiraled into violent alcoholism. Their passionate romance turned into living hell, and they separated in bitter hatred. She returned to Mongolia, but the universe never allowed her to take root. The dark agony of that crying Russian mother followed her like a shadow. She tried to marry 2 more times, but every relationship withered into ash. Now an old woman with grandchildren, she has no roof over her head, reduced to begging for shelter in a stranger's home. My brother looked at her, sighed deeply, and delivered the final judgment. A paradise built on the tears of another will always collapse. In shamanism, there is no ritual to unspill a mother's milk or erase her broken heart. You must carry this karma for the rest of your days and live your life in quiet repentance. Destroying a family and making a mother weep over her newborn is a sin Cosmos does not easily forget. The final cry of a betrayed soul is not just a sound. It occurs what will ensure you spend the rest of your life wandering in the dark.